Hello everyone and welcome to PSGL Round 1. Officially our first league race from F1 22, and as you can see we are here in Bahrain. Very fitting, very often the case now is the opening race for league racing. You can see in Q1 coming to the end of the lap with 5 minutes left on the clock. We go with P4.
Okay, we should be through on that.
And you can hear my live commentary saying that we should be through on that. And indeed we are. Q2, you can see sticking all the way to the final lap. And we are down in P15 because we did an unfortunate corner cut on our first lap. What meant it was all on the final lap to deliver. And you can see we are slightly up in the delta. We got a lot of time to find in the middle sector, running a few centimeters wide on my apex, but no big deal there. Coming into the fast right left as we do a cut to the end of the lap. You see we're finding 4.5 temps, putting ourselves up into P6, and you can see that does indeed put us through to the top 10 shootout, going through in P9. But now this is the final lap of Q3, the big one. This is really where you got to deliver the lap time. Make sure you hook up all the apexes and make sure the lap is as sweet as anything. You can see weaving to get the tires up to temperature, and what I'm going to be doing for you is I'm going to be taking you through a live commentary on board on how I try to extract the most lap time around Bahrain. So you open DRS coming down the pit straight, coming down to turn 1, you'll be looking for the 100-meter board on the left hand side. Keep it in 4th gear. Make sure you rotate the car beautifully around the apex. Get the car straight, squirt the throttle, short shift to 5th gear, run over the curb on the inside, run over the curb on the outside. Open DRS coming down to the right hand and get the car fully to the left. Brake just before the curb, down to 5th gear. Want to kiss the curb on the inside, get on the throttle carefully. I like to avoid the curb on the left hand side. Into the fast right left, you can see kiss the curb again and kiss the curb again, trying to keep the car as flat out as possible. Bring the car over to the left hand side, brake in a straight line. Make sure you rotate the car. You don't necessarily have to hit the apex there. What's critical is that you get an amazing exit. Coming over to the difficult double left hander. Keep the car as straight line as braking as possible. Now rotate around the apex, get on the power smoothly, use up all the track possible. And you can see we're improving on the delta, coming up to one of the most difficult corners on the track. Braking 15-meter board, down to 5th gear, rotate through, short shift to 6th gear. If you need it, it can help in the race. But in qualifying, it is generally better to stay in 5th gear for the better horsepower. You see coming through the right-hander, down to 5th gear again. Make sure you kiss the curb, smooth on the power, easy to get wheel spin on the exit of this corner. You can see we're 1.2 temps up, coming into the final corner now. Final corner, critical to carry loads of minimum apex speed and run over the exit curve on the outside. You can see we do both of those things. You can see finding a bit more time.
I'll take that. I'm happy with that. That was clean.
And you can see just about going into the point zero.
My goal coming in.
And you can see just about going into the point zeros. And that's the goal I was having. I'm not running my best setup. I'm not running my best pace because it's not F1 esports and I don't want to show everything that I have to show. So I know that I can improve on the qualifying lap time if I want to and if I need to. But I'm very happy to be doing this kind of performance with the standard that I was running on the setup and the pace that I'm willing to show in terms of public.
Nico, my man.
And you can hear me laughing here because me and Nico almost had the incident on the formation lap. I think Nico wasn't expecting me to weave to the left and brake so early. Nice double lockup from Nico there. But coming into our grid stop, the strategy today is medium to soft compound tyres. And you see me do it. Look,
Right, boys. Have a fun one.
And you see getting hyped up for the race. And you can see these races are live streamed on my Twitch page. But enough about that for now. More about that later because we've got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights here in Bahrain. Lights out and away we go. You can see picking up a pretty good start actually. First phase was pretty good. Second phase was even better. Nico on the soft compound tyres gets an absolute dreadful start. You see we're going to the outside of Wilson Hughes and our teammate Fabrizio Donoso trying to pick up the horsepower on the exit. And you can see there's cars on the inside squeezing and we just cut the corner, losing momentum, but making a better decision to cut the corner, avoid possible contact. Now trying to go round the outside of Thomas Rodho, who snuck up our inside. Get on the power smooth. You got a bit of dirty air, but Thomas has done a fantastic job on the inside. This is the first lap of the race. We back out of it. Trying to go for the switchback, but Thomas covers it off. Now we've got to cover from the Haas behind. So he's trying to go round the outside, trying to find a gap on the outside of Thomas. But he covers that off beautifully. You see Idaru trying to go around the outside of us now, but we're going to cover the inside into double left-hander, and we have maintained our starting position. So it's been a relatively good first lap. I was expecting Nicholas Longue to be able to fly past us on the start and with being on the softs, but I'm not too sure what happened. I think he got lots of wheel spin and fell back from there. But now, because we're starting to settle into the race, what I want to do right now is start saving my tyres, saving my battery, because I know it can be very critical later to have good pace and possibly make overtakes later in the stint. A little squirt of battery just to make sure the cars behind are not too close on to the pit straight. But you can see running a little bit deep, because this year's game, the high fuel car is much harder to anticipate than previous games. You have to really adjust your braking zone. Crucially, now lap 9, starting lap 10, we come out the final corner, open up the DRS, open up the ERS overtake button. You can see going into the slipstream for Bitchnoso, and we are passing Thomas Ronha on the pit straight. We go a bit deep in turn 1 just to leave the option for him to have a look down the inside and not cause contact, as we want to be respectful in this racing as much as possible. But now back of Fabrizio Zanoso, lap 15, and the tyres that we saved in the opening laps of the race is paying massive justice. You see lock up from Fabrizio, of course feeling a bit of the pressure right now, and then coming into the left-hander, still following, looking for a bit of clean air in the braking zone. Another lock up from Fabrizio. Of course you can see that we're much faster at this point of the race. You see losing a bit of battery, but he's definitely holding the battery much longer than me down the straight as he started to pull away. But into left-hander, Wilson Hughes runs a little bit wide up ahead, but again following underneath 2/10 of the car ahead. And on this game, with the increased, improved dirty air, that's very hard to do. So just showing justice and the pace that we're able to have right now because of the tyres we saved. But coming out at the second last corner, we're opening up the overtake button. We're going to go up the inside of Fabrizio, completely alongside into the braking zone. There's actually wheel-to-wheel contact because he turns in on me. And you can see, because of that contact, it gave me wheel spin. He overtakes me off the track. But you can see down the straight, he gives me back the position. I have to use a bit more overtake to get the move done, but he does give me back the position after overtaking me off the track into turn 1, deep on the brakes. But now we have got the move done up into P5. But we are going to look at a replay of that instant, because you can see going down the inside with the overtake activated long before the braking zone, we're side by side into the apex. We're completely side by side. It just turns in on me, and you can see that causing me to have a bit more understeer. Because I was anticipating, I was planning with my corner speed to leave him a car width on the exit, but with that wheel-to-wheel contact, it pushed my car a little bit wider than I would have liked. But you can see now, lap 17, Fabrizio is definitely holding his battery behind me. You can see looking behind me as well, and this is probably the worst moment of my race. You can see a little bit late on the brakes. I was just a meter or so late on the brakes, and unfortunately, I've just collected Wilson Hughes. Wilson was doing an amazing race, really amazing.
Okay,
and he's definitely one of the best up-and-coming talents in F1 esports. So let's go show him some love. I'm going to leave his channel link in the description. Go show him some love and say Brendan is sorry. Later we do give him back the position in the track as a sporting gesture to say sorry as respect to him. But for now, we're still pushing on. You can see running a little bit wide because I wasn't sure if I have wing damage. But again, I take 100% responsibility for that incident with Wilson. Was my fault. I'm not going to hide it. I just outbroke myself by a meter or so. Yeah, there's nothing more to say about it. I think a lot of drivers, and I think a lot of people would try to make excuses. I think they would try to sort of say, oh, but this, and try to make it not their fault, but I completely own it. Was my mistake. Again, like I say, just a few meters too late on the braking zone. But these things happen in racing. I'm not mad at myself. I'm upset for Wilson. But yeah, these things happen, so we just need to move on with the rest of the race. You can see you've got 1.6 seconds to Bari up ahead, aka Mr. Quali, because he's the best qualifier in last season's F1 esports season. But they've all got a bit of DRS. You can see Fabrizio now is with the overtake button and DRS enabled down the pit straight. You see he's 2/10 behind into the brake zone. He sends it, and you can see he pushes me off the track.
Fabrizio,
yeah, you can
man.
see we're losing 3 positions in one corner because of that, with the Haas now going past. With a replay, you can see 2 attempts, 1.8 actually, just before the breaker zone, and he sends it, and that's completely fair to go for the move on the inside, but completely out of control, completely locked up, and you can see we have to take avoiding action, otherwise there would have been contact. And that has really hurt and destroyed my race in many ways, because this is in the pit stop window as well. So although we lost 3 positions, we're actually going to drop from what was a net P4 on track. You can see letting Wilson through. We're going to drop from what was a net P4 on track to, after the pit stop windows, we're going to drop all the way to P13 because of that incident. But these incidents motivate me to work even harder behind the scenes and improve myself. So instead of fighting for P4, we can fight for the win. That's how my mindset is in these situations. When something bad happens to me on track, or something controversial like this, I don't see it as a situation to bring people down. I see it as a situation to work harder, improve myself, so people can't even be close to me on track for that to happen again. But in the pit stop window, we go a bit longer, and you can see lap 21 is the optimal lap to box. It's coming into the pit lane, just about getting it slowed down. But like I say, lap 21, lap 22 is optimal for the soft tyres, and it's going to give me good tyre life all the way to the end of the race. You can see missing the purple turning time, and actually doing a red there. So it was just a mistake and something I need to improve on going forward. You can see Bahrain does the fastest lap of the race, but coming out of the box, I'm going to have much better tyres. Of course, it's going to take me a lap or so to warm up the tyres, but now you can see P10, P11, P12, P13. We're actually down to P14 momentarily. Marcel was past us, and actually Wilson's going to get past us as well, because we let him pass on this straight. You can see we have DRS, we have ERS as well, so we could have fought him. But you can see we left on the straight. It would have been very hard to fight him with the colder tyres anyway, but we could have definitely cost him a lot of race time in doing so. But again, out of respect, because of the incident that I caused to him, I don't want to fight him in that way. Now lap 24, and there's absolute carnage up ahead. And this is where we've been saving our battery, saving our tyres as well. We've been chilling, we've been relaxing in this moment of time. You can see, just looking for a bit of clean air up ahead, and you can see cars going too wide into the breaker zone, into the corner as well. You see Josh getting a massive snap of oversteer, which means we're almost going to be 3 wide up ahead through this fast right-hander. Looking to the outside, you can see looking for a bit of a gap. You can see trying to go for this switchback though, get on the traction. And you can see, again, out of respect for Wilson, we're not going to fight him. We could have pressed the battery down into the final corner, but we showed him by going to the left-hand side of the track and lifting just before the braking zone. We don't want to fight him. We don't want to cost him any more race time than we've cost him. So again, we stayed behind him respectfully onto the DRS straight. And you can see not even pressing the battery down the straight. Again, we could have pressed it. We could have fought him into turn 1, but we decided it's better and more respectful to stay behind. Lap 25. End of lap 25, starting lap 26, you can see the engine is ridiculously overheated. And this is actually a nice realistic feature from Codemasters to improve on this aspect. But coming into the breaker zone, probably my favourite overtake of the race. You can see going deep on the brakes, looking to the outside. We see the cars go Constantino up ahead. And we've got around the outside of Wilson. He leaves me space on the apex. Nico has spun up ahead. But you can see now we deployed a bit of battery, and you can say what, because that overtake is definitely my favourite of the race. Finding the gap around the outside of turn 1, being opportunistic, seeing that the cars are going to Constantina towards the end of a lap. You can see basically every car in this train ahead is flashing with their rear light. When they're flashing with their rear light, that means they're below 10% ERS. Coming onto the straight, we start deploying our battery because we want to get a move on. There's only a handful of laps left in this race. Side by side with Yoni Torner. Up ahead, cars are battling. Josh Ida, who goes up the inside of the Haas. See Marcel Kiefer tries to go around the outside of the Haas as well. They're going to be side by side. And you look for the better traction on the exit. They're both fighting. They're both distracted by each other. And we're going to see we blast our overtake button down the inside of both cars, making a double overtake. Marcel tries to look around the outside. And you see we're going to leave the space on the exit just in case he can get the momentum. But we have got the move secured up. Battery left, and see coming onto the second to last lap, we're starting the final lap of the race in a corner's time. Our strategy here is make sure that we're nice and close onto the pit straight, but again, Josh is definitely using battery down the straight. We're 6 tenths behind Thomas Ronhar, so we haven't really got that much of an opportunity to pass him down the pit straight. So we use a little bit of battery just to make sure we're nice and close, but we want to save it for a later opportunity in the lap. You can see 2 tenths behind, and Josh is definitely still using battery. You see into the breaker zone. Josh sends it and he makes a little bit of contact, unfortunately, with Thomas, but this does give me the opportunity to get a better exit. You can see, making sure the exit is absolutely perfect. See, Josh spins on the curve and hits us on the exit. That wasn't our fault. Josh just made a small mistake, boxed him out on the curve, flicked him to the left, but now we're going up the inside of Thomas Ronha. See, Thomas leaves us a space on the apex. Really respectful racing. Deploying battery through the fast right-hander now. You see, leaving space for Thomas on the outside, doing the switchback. See, now side by side into the braking zone, looking to the outside of the hairpin. As you can see, again, really respectful racing, really amazing racing by
Lovely
Thomas.
stuff.
You see me saying lovely stuff because that's what league racing should be about. That's what league racing is about. Of course, we can make small mistakes and hit people under braking zone. That's just a mistake. But that was really amazing, respectful racing by Thomas. So there we have it, finishing P6 across the line. And I have to say, I'm very proud and very happy with that comeback after being in the lows of P15 after the pit stop window. Of course, the incident with Fabrizio was the kickstart to me losing all those positions. We went from a net P4 all the way down to P15 because we lost 3 places on track, but also a time loss with the incident made everyone else who already did their pit stop have the advantage over time against me. But as I said in live commentary, I actually use these situations as a motivation because I now want to be a better driver, a faster driver, so I didn't even need to share the same piece of track as people. So this is how I look at stuff. Every time that someone tries to do something negative to you in life, whether it be in sport, in a personal life and situation, take positivity from it. Use it as your motivation. Use it as your fuel for fire to improve yourself in every way possible. And never forget, keep on improving. I've been Brendan Lee. Thank you so much for watching. And I will catch you next time for USA in the next video of PSGL. For now, grazie, ciao, ciao.